7 of the 8 Pro Stock competitors in round 2 are countdown drivers. This is a countdown clash between Vincent Nobile and the point leader. Jason Line is out of it. So Vincent Nobile, who earned his Chicago win over Jason Line, knocks out the Pro Stock point leader in round 2 in Texas.
Well, Pro Stock racers like the right-hand lane better than left because of the starting line, but Jason Line did not get that Summit car off of the starting line, and his teammate Vincent Nobile goes right down the racetrack. And it
was Vincent Nobile that started the day 6th in the points, and he can now set his sights on earning more points to move up into the top 5. Vincent has already moved on. Shane Gray, the #1 qualifier, won the U.S. Nationals. Races Greg Anderson, the only non-countdown driver in the Elite 8.
Checking in with the yellow fellows. Del Worsham. Been a long time since you've been to a semi. I got to go back to Englishtown early in the summer. What's different now?
No, we won second round. That's the basic simple. No, just we got down the track twice without smoking the tires or any real big major difficulties going on. And it's hot out here, man. This track, this Texas Motorplex is really hanging in there for the temperature. You know, the times are great and the cars are staying hooked up. But DHL Toyota Camry, Redline Oil, all of our sponsors, Mac Tools. Just glad to be in the semifinals again, especially in the countdown.
Yeah, going against Tim Wilkerson next time out.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, you got to believe when Jason Line just went out, Erica Enders, Stevens, and the rest of the competitors still racing today in the Pro Stock points. Sat up in the seats a little bit. As you see, Vincent already is up into 3rd, and now Erica can start gaining points, getting back toward the top.
And how about Jonathan Gray? We talk about 10th coming into the countdown. Jonathan Gray was in that number 10 spot. He is currently 5th after winning yesterday from the Charlotte race in Dallas.
Yeah, speaking of Jonathan Gray, that's got the attention right now of Erica Enders Stevens. That guy.
Little stat about rookie winners this year: Jimmy Alon, Richie Crampton, of course, yesterday, Jonathan Gray. The first time we've had 3 or more since 1998. Wow. Some of the highlights that year: Doug Coletta, Jack Coughlin, and Richie Stevens, Erica's husband.
Jonathan Gray, just less than 24 hours ago, became the 59th different Pro Stock winner in class history. Have won the last 2 national events. All very narrow. Jonathan Gray did it. Wow. Margin of victory, 9/1000ths of a second. He left first, outran her by 2 thou, and that Gray Motorsports team is thumping right now.
That was a great drag race. You talk about that 9,000 margin of victory. It was 7,000 on the tree that Jonathan had advantage off the starting line. He went 2,000 of a second quicker on the racetrack. That gives you that margin of victory of 9,000 of a second. And how close was that? Take a look at the Lucas Oil photo finish cam, and we're going to show you how close that was. Wow.
3rd time they've raced head-to-head this year. 1st time Jonathan has put Erica on the trailer, ending her day. A nice job by Jonathan, who is still in line to double up here in Texas. A very quiet, very humble winner yesterday in accepting his trophy. Can he double up? And if he does double up, can he triple up? And the NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series heads to its next event, the AAA Insurance Midwest Nationals. We're going racing under the arch in St. Louis with qualifying live on ESPN3 Friday night at 6:15, qualifying at 3:30 a.m. late Saturday night with a re-air, and then Sunday the finals, 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Well, here comes the Grays again. This time it's with Dave Conley. That Gray Motorsports power. Opposite lane for him is Alan Johnson.
With Roy Johnson horsepower, and Alan Johnson was the second quickest, or made the second quickest run of the 1st round. A very nice pass to give him the lane choice, but right now, I mean, it doesn't appear like there's a big difference in the lanes, at least for the Pro Stock contingent. I mean, yesterday the issue was for the Pro Stocks the starting line. We talk about that all the time. The Pro Stock cars like to really get these cars to launch. If they don't, it really affects the run. But right now, I think these guys are pretty evenly matched. It's just a matter of who's going to really make the best run right now.
Dave Conley lost round 2 here last year, racing Alan Johnson. Double 05. Conley is out first. He's across the finish line first, too, with the better time slip to boot, 6.603 seconds. Alan Johnson bows out today. Started the weekend 7th in the countdown standings.
Dave Conley, this is why he's considered one of the best in the business. He had 3.5 hundredths of a second advantage over Alan. and then actually, as you said, made the quicker run. Allen fell off big time on the performance side too. Possibly could have drove around 3.5 hundredths of a whole shot advantage, because he does definitely have the horsepower, but obviously did not make a good run.
You see the nose start peeking out for Dave Conley. Alan Johnson is done. How about this for a stat? Gray Motorsports guaranteed to have at least one car in the finals of Pro Stock. And with Shane Gray still coming, racing Greg out of the #1 qualifying spot, they could have both cars in the semis. To Grind Boss Fix-It pit report from John Kernan.
In Tommy Johnson Jr.'s pit, where they've discovered a crack in the left rear of the car on the as you see, Bill Pickett, who normally takes care of the tires and stuff, what they've done is they've drilled holes, a series of holes around the crack. Then they'll put this 2-part epoxy into those holes, and then there is also a plate underneath that they will put the screws in and connect it to the plate, and this will all be set and ready to go before they pull it out of the pits to go to the staging lanes for the next round.
Boy, Dave, that's a critical spot to have that right there, because if that starts to break and then that left side drops off of that rear spoiler, that'll really send the car going one way.
Shane Gray, Greg Anderson, great fans, both Indy winners. But Greg wants to spoil the Gray Motorsports.
Not that way.
008. Greg goes red. And just like in Indianapolis, we have 3 Gray Motorsports cars and 1 KB machine in the Pro Stock semifinals. John Kernan said it at the top of the day. This is becoming a powerhouse team, that Gray Motorsports Pro Stock contingent.
9 thousandths of a second separates winning and losing as Erica studies that timesheet. This may sound like an innocent, silly question, but can you tell when it's that close who has won without seeing a win light on the wall or on the board?
Yeah, I mean, when I let the clutch out, I felt clean on it. I was 30, he was 23, so nothing to be ashamed about, but that was going to be the game-changing round for us. I'm so proud of Rick and Ricky Jones and my entire Elite Motorsports Mach 1 team. They never quit working. I mean, before first round, we had the car on the ground ready to roll, put it back up on the jack stands and changed everything about it. Went out and ran 57, and I'd say that run in the left lane was pretty stout. You know, missed a little bit on 60 foot, but it's hot and greasy and nasty out there. But yeah, down at the finish line, I mean, I plug it in high gear and I check up, and I saw Jonathan's nose out on me, but our Elite Performance horsepower is proven to back half pretty well, and I was like, come on, come on, come on, gritting my teeth, and I saw his nose ahead a little bit at the end. But, you know, hats off to Jonathan. I'm proud for him in his first win yesterday, and we're just going to get back to work and show up in St. Louis swinging.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So under blue skies here at the Texas Motorplex, Pro Stock's going to be a gray kind of day as the last 2 national event winners pick their lane. Shane Gray won the U.S. National, selects his against Vincent Nobile. And it was less than 24 hours ago that Jonathan Gray became the 59th different Pro Stock winner. And he has a time slip good enough to pick his against his teammate Dave Conley.